You doing?
Pretty good.
I'm doing good. Are you doing good?
How about you?
How y'all doing?
How you
So, you
doing?
notice we're not at the cabin today. So, where are we at?
Where are we? Are we in Otter Creek?
I don't think so. It's hot enough to be Otter Creek.
That'd be awful odd.
Can you guys hear us okay, first off? We're using the microphones today because of the loudness of the air conditioning unit. So, let me see something going on that you guys can hear us.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us? We'll make sure. We tested them earlier and it worked, but sometimes when you go live, things mess up. Hi, everybody. You can see, woo,
It's awful bright.
it's bright and it's hot. That's the hot side of the camp. Okay, good. Thank you, Iowa.
You know, walk around. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Can
me
you hear me
now?
now? Verizon commercial, free advertising. No, so we're at Redstone Arsenal. It's an Army base in Huntsville, Alabama. It was always a place that I would have liked to have gotten stationed, but it's kind of small, and it's very hard to get stationed here. So I never got to see it when I was active. But
Hi, Babs.
hello, yeah, hi Babs. The Huffs are visiting. If you don't know them, they're visiting. Those are the couple. They have a small YouTube channel as well, and they are the ones booking our cruise.
Why'd you just squirrel up into a whole nother subject?
Oh, I just wanted to mention.
Okay.
So, but they are up in Alaska, and they got to visit with Jason. So I thought that was kind of neat. So I hope he's enjoying his vacation up there, and I gave him a couple of places he should go see, and he's definitely going to check them out. And so we'd like to be up there with them. It'd be a lot cooler up there than down here, but
Is that what we're going to do next summer?
I don't know. We'll have to schedule it.
Well, looky. It's Jessica.
Jessica is joining us.
I haven't heard from you in a while. You must
Yeah.
be traveling and busy.
I thought she fell off the planet.
I know. Oh, we're gonna have to send people out to check on her.
So we did bring the e-bikes with us because they have a lot of trails here to ride, a lot of sidewalks and roads that you can ride on. And being Sunday, there's no traffic. So we got here pretty early. We got here before noon. Excuse me, drinking coffee. And we were able to
Hi,
ride.
Debbie.
And we thought they have two pools here, and we wanted the outdoor pool, so I called to get their time, and they're only open on weekends and only until like I forgot what the time was. It was like 2 o'clock or something, 3 o'clock. But anyway,
Which pool?
the outdoor pool.
I thought it was 7.
Okay, but it's only open on weekends. So we went up there, and they charged $7 a person. Now we decided not to go. I think $7 a person is a little ridiculous, and the pool is on the base. I think it should be free. I mean, I didn't retire to get the benefits of paying $7 a person. So I thought that was a little. I didn't know they were charging. Now they do have an indoor aquatic center here. We've not seen it yet, but the hours on that are from like 5 in the morning to 1 o'clock. So if you're not a morning swimmer, it's going to be closed. So we're going to have to move things around so we can hopefully get over to that pool. But they do have a fitness center here, and it has good hours on it. We should be able to get over there at least 3 days this week. And there's a nice bowling center. We hope to get over there.
I know I brought my bowling ball and my new bowling shoes. So
Yeah,
I'm ready to whoop your butt in bowling.
you might. I'm going to practice my hook. I don't have a hook, so I have to establish a hook.
I'm just going to practice having fun.
Beat me.
Yeah, check your notes, squirrel.
Yeah, I tend to squirrel around, so I got to pay attention to my notes. All right. We did want to touch on some permits in Otter Creek because there seemed to be some confusion, or at least I'm confused. There's one that I'm confused on. Maybe somebody can help enlighten me. And this is the neighbor to Tubetown 2. Ron, I believe is his name. And I guess he lost power or was trying to do he was installing a new, I forget what that's called, where the wires come out.
The weatherhead?
The weatherhead, yeah. And he didn't do it quick enough for there to be like no permit. It's like a repair. But he, I guess, waited too long. I don't really understand that being a time limit, but that's possible. And so he had to reapply for another permit for a power to your own house that you've had for years.
That makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense. And now Zim it appears Zim is giving him some kind of runaround. I hope they were able to get past that and not have a runaround.
I mean, as the mayor, you should be putting a rush order on somebody having
Yes.
power. That's crappy.
Yeah, but that that also goes to what we see happening.
Thank you, Nancy.
So I don't understand why, if he was involved, why he couldn't make a phone call to the power company and say, hey, turn him on, he's good, get his power back on.
Well, didn't quite the opposite happen?
Yeah, I believe he tried to throw a blockade in there, didn't he? I don't have all the details on
I don't know if the outcome ever came of that phone call where the power people called Zim.
Oh. So
Do you know that?
we don't know that happened. So I'm a little sketchy on the details of that. So I need to get caught
Well,
up.
the last thing I had heard in the one video you were watching,
Okay.
well, you watched it. You should have the information.
Well, there's a lot of information that swirls around. Okay.
Oh, Lord. There's not enough supplements for you. Okay, I'll just let you talk.
So I don't know why Ron's power couldn't get immediately turned right back on. That's all I'm trying to say with that. And the details of if it didn't, why it didn't, make no sense to me. So I don't think that's right. And if Zim has any factor in that he should be helping the situation and not hindering the situation. So that's all I was going to on that. Now, do we want to talk about other permits while we're on the hot button topic of permits?
Go ahead. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
So it seems that Lynette's power permit and her home build permit are getting kind of convoluted. They're not the same thing. There was first a power permit. The pole was already there. So the power company didn't have to put a pole. Now, that if there was a box, I don't remember there being box, but if there was a box, it was so old you probably couldn't use it anyway. Because I do remember having an extra power box, and I sold it to John. And then I believe I even helped him put it up on the pole. I don't remember if I did or not. I can't really remember. But I did sell him a brand new power box for his pole. And so he had power. He needed power for the septic if it had a lift station in it. I don't remember whether it does or not. But he needed power anyway because he had the septic installed, and that's a septic permit. So that's a septic permit, a separate permit for the septic permit. That goes through the state. And then the electric permit would be a standalone permit. So they could bring in their RV and hook up to it and they'd have power. And then they ran extension cords over to the sheds and whatnot.
Now, with that, do you have a certain amount of time that you need to get what you're doing done, or they shut the power off? Is there some kind of...
There's supposed to be. The power pole was authorized so that they could get a build going. So you are allowed to live on an RV for a certain amount of time as long as you are building. And the building process kind of hit a wall and it stopped. And there's more on that too. The original, the people that they bought I wasn't really going to talk much about this because I don't know a whole lot about this, and I don't like to speculate. But we had heard, and just very superficially going to talk on this point, is that the shell of the house was not built properly. It wasn't built properly.
Well, yeah, Lynette said that that person ripped them off
Ripped them
way
off.
back when.
And the egress,
And there was something with the egresses, and there was a bunch of,
things were not done properly. They weren't done to the drawings. So someone else came in and looked at these drawings, and I guess they said, well, this is all wrong. That makes sense to us because we remember there being a discussion about they messed it all up and ripped her off. And that's really all I know on that. I don't know where that went after that.
well, I don't think anything has gone anywhere. Nothing has been done.
No.
If anything's been done, it's been little stuff, but if there was major things that were done, they would be living in that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why wouldn't you live in that versus live in a shed?
Yeah, because of at least two things you have that the shed doesn't have. One, you have more space, and it's on a concrete slab, and it's closer to the power pole. So if you're going to run extension cords over to run a refrigerator, to run an air conditioning unit separately, you can put them on separate breakers, and you can do that yourself right from the breaker box. And it's very close to the pole. To run an extension cord over to the sheds is also going through traffic. It's going through foot traffic. It's going across where they park. If they park far enough into the spot, it's going up underneath vehicle traffic. It's probably 100 feet from the pole to the sheds.
Well, what I never understood is why would you sell a perfectly good house to come into an area where you have no plan? Like,
Nope.
no plan.
No plan.
And how many years have passed where nothing is happening? I mean, the whole thing makes zero sense. You move from a perfectly good house in an area where there's lots of medical care, in an established town, all these things going on, to a place where you're far away from everything to buy a dump and have no plan for a house to be built on that dump. And it's just sitting stagnant waiting for the planet to fund something for you. Like, the whole thing makes no sense to me.
Her plan was to try to get Jeremy to fund everything. But I don't know why you would expect that.
I mean,
I don't.
none of that makes a lick of sense to me, and it doesn't make any sense to me either why people would keep donating money to a bad plan or
Yeah,
no plan.
I don't know why. I really don't get why you would be all in on that plan. Like, okay, I'm all in. I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to buy an RV. Which she lost all the money on that because they repossessed it. I'm going to buy this expensive Jeep truck. I forget what they're called. I don't much the
Gladiator.
Gladiators. I think they're way overpriced. I don't think they're really a good Jeep, and they're not really a good
Well, I don't know
truck.
what the purpose
Yeah, I
of
don't
that
understand the whole thing.
was either. I mean, you buy a vehicle for what you need.
Right.
You don't buy something that's super expensive that has features that are not necessary for you.
Right. And they didn't even pull the camper with it. They had me come pull their camper.
Yeah, none of
So,
it makes a lick of sense.
It would have been a little much for that truck to pull it, but they could have pulled it.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a camper.
Right. Yeah, I've seen smaller vehicles pull bigger campers than that. I mean, it's not ideal, but you could do it.
It's okay, Lucy Lou. I speak that language. It's all good. But yeah, the whole thing makes no sense to me. I feel so bad for a child living on that property. I continue to prey on that situation. The whole thing makes no sense. I don't know why you would be that selfish.
Mr. Coop's in the chat, and Mr. Coop want to say hey.
But yeah, the whole permit situation and what's going on in that town is sad. I don't even understand why you would hold power over somebody. They, going back to the neighbor of Tubetown 2.0, if, obviously if it took him a little while to replace the weatherhead, the gentleman doesn't have as much funds to be doing that. Now you're gonna cost him more money. Like the whole thing makes no sense when you could easily make a call to the power company because the people at the power company, them personally, you have their number, you talk to them outside of power situations. It just doesn't make sense why you wouldn't use your pool to do good things and not use your pool to do bad things.
Absolutely, Babs. Absolutely.
But you should always be doing good things, lifting people up, making your town a better place, setting a legacy. Wouldn't you want to be known for good things?
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole thing is just wows me. I'd be getting the unincorporation on the ballot like nobody's business.
Yeah, that's really the next
And if I was that new clerk, I would hightail it out of there high speed because that is not looking good for what you're going to have to deal with and the legalities of your job. I wouldn't want to be put in that predicament. If that's what I saw coming into the situation, I would be out of there big time because you can't mean to tell me that you're getting a ton of hours there or making that much money. There's plenty of places where you can get a job making that type of money with those type of hours where you're not being put in a legal
liability situation.
conundrum.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd be out.
Someone said that Zim may be expanding his campground across the road. He would have to cross a road somewhere in order to expand it. I've never heard him talk about expanding it. Now, his plans can change, of course. Maybe now he wants to go across the road. He does have property over there. He had always said,
He originally talked about building houses or some kind of townhomes or apartments over there.
multifamily dwellings like apartments.
Not really sure what. He's also talked about doing that on different property in the town that he wanted to purchase that the timber company owns, where he wanted to build multifamily housing.
I don't know if this park is full, but if someone in the chat might know, we don't know.
And then there was two sides to the RV park too. The last we saw, just that right side looking in had been built, and he was still working on that left side on the other side of his house where he put that big building.
Yeah.
I don't know if he planned on putting spots on that side as well. Do you?
He was doing some plumbing over there, but that was during Christmas in the creek. I don't know what he's done since then.
So that would be a separate permit because I don't think that was part of the original plans.
Okay.
I'm not positive on any of those things either, but as far as I knew, it was just going to be that one side, and he was putting in that building. But he did change, as you do too, when you're building stuff, you start to think about all these different things. So I don't know if there was two different permits for two sides, and then if he's doing something across the street, he would need a permit for that as well.
Yep.
But all that stuff is public record. So
ask for it.
But I don't know if the new clerk is going to get it to you. I still never received any response from my email.
Yeah.
And that was a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, roughly.
Yeah.
Now, I know they've only been there for a week, but if you've been in their training for over a week, you should at least be replying to people's emails saying, hi, I'm going to be working on that, and I'll get back to you on that, just to let people know you received it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And we don't know if the attorney is aware of what's going on with everything or not. We don't know.
The next meeting should be a real humdinger.
Yeah. I expect that he is not going to let anyone film. He's not going to let anyone talk.
Which is illegal.
Illegal. It's illegal. But in order to stop him, you're going to have to get an attorney You're going to have to sue the town. Now, whether he sits back in his chair and goes, sue us, he might, because it's not his money, it's the town's money. Hopefully, Megan will advise him otherwise and he'll change his tune. We can hope. But we don't know what she knows. She doesn't live there, she only comes to the meetings. So if she's not there all during the week, she doesn't know what's going on. She's not going to know unless somebody tells her.
I wonder if she's going to stick with the town. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
She could quit too.
If she doesn't like what he is doing and she finds liability with it, I think that's grounds to break contract, because that's not what he signed up to do. So, but that's going to be up to her discretion. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why different people don't attend the meetings to bring up these things. Kay was just asking, why doesn't Ron go to the meeting
Yeah,
and bring this up in the town meeting? I certainly would.
yeah,
I mean, and that's what I've seen too over the past, when people are just sick of everything in that town and sick of what people are doing. They just do this with their hands and stay home. That's not going to fix anything. That just gives the people what they want, and they can do whatever they want. Nobody's bothering them about it.
yeah.
You have to attend the meetings. You have to get involved if you want the right stuff to be going on. You can't just say, well, I'm out.
Because if
That's what they want. They want everyone to be out.
If the
They
town-
want no one to film.
the townspeople don't get involved and get on the board and stop him or whoever is doing this, then what they're going to be left with is Zim will buy up all the property that's for sale, and Zim will develop all the property in time, but who's to stop him? So if you don't say anything, it will become Zimtown, virtually Ziptown. Now, whether he'll change the name or not, he could.
It's
He
going
could
to be
change the
real
name.
interesting to see who put letters of interest in to be on the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, third Thursday is the meeting, which I do believe is the 19th.
Yeah, I would like to see Carl get back on there, but I really don't think he's about it. He's done. But maybe other things have happened since then, and maybe cooler heads will prevail. But we'll have to wait and see, just like y'all. So there's been a lot of, I want to get back to Lynette's permit to say what I said, but to say this, because the house permit, the power was granted with contingency of continuing to build. The build permit has expired, and I don't know, it's up to them whether or not they want to extend the permit or not. It has been extended once, I know of. I don't know how long you're just allowed to continue to extend and not continue to build. Now, if she were just building very slowly, and she did windows, and then 6 months passed, and she did this, and she did a little bit of that, then they would be more understanding. But that house has been sitting there the same, no work done for 18 months, I'm guessing, give or take, with nothing progressing. So that has a big factor. How long are they going to just sit with an open permit? They're either going to close it and issue a certificate of occupancy once they've done a final inspection, or they're just going to close the permit and she'll have to reapply it some other time.
So you're saying that the addition of tin on the top of the fence is not an improvement on the property?
No. It's good that you can't see in there.
And
That's
the,
good.
the big black sheets of whatever material that is, that's her building. That's what she's done. And I thought that if you had over 6 feet now on your fence, that requires a permit. From what I was reading, from what everybody was saying way back when she put the fence up, they were saying, oh, if it's 6 feet or under, you don't need a permit. Well, now with all that tin and that other stuff, it would put it over the height.
Now see, I believe they asked Zim that because they didn't know, which is fine. But then Zim told them 6 feet. Now where is he getting that information from? There has to be an ordinance. You can't just make stuff up. Well, they can obviously just make stuff up, but you got to, in order to hold them accountable,
You gotta back it up with some
you
law.
got to back it up with some law. You can't just say it so and it is so. There has to be an ordinance. So, just like that ordinance that was quoted was a Florida building code thing on Travis's stop work order, but it was not applicable to what he was trying to do. It made no sense. And then the inspector told him it's a city ordinance. Well, it's not a city ordinance.
But nobody
When
provided it.
he asked Zim, can I see that city ordinance? He's like, he doesn't have it. That's because it was never established as a city ordinance. So Zim's got a lot of problems. What he's counting on is that you're not going to check him, that you're not going to hire an attorney. He's betting the same thing that Russell did, and Russell was wrong. The town got sued again, like for the third time. So if someone, say Willis or Lynette, wanted to sue Zim for public records, they could absolutely win it. They'd win the case. Now, what will they get? What will it cost? And what's the risk versus the reward? I don't know. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not
I
going to
think it's
pretend
just
to be
so
one.
sad that this is the direction everything has gone.
Yeah. Now, with her building permit and her power, my understanding, and then I'll give a caveat to my understanding, those are two different permits. If they close her house permit, that doesn't mean her power gets shut off. It's two different things, two different permits. Now, here's the caveat. If the power permit was put there to allow them to build the house, which I know it was, it just depends on the wording of the permit. And I don't know what the wording on the permit is. Then the contingency says, okay, you're going to build a house, you can have it. If you don't build the house, then do you lose it? Maybe. Maybe. I think you actually should, because now you're breaking a promise. They allowed you to put that pole there with the condition that you were going to build, and you didn't build. So can they take the power away? Maybe. That's pretty harsh, but if they can't just continue to allow people to lie, like to say I'm going to build and then not build and then live in your trailer forever. That's not what they want. They want you to establish a structured home, a brick and mortar house. So I don't know on that. I'm not going to advise there. But everyone is saying that if she loses her house permit, then she loses her power. It could be. When I first heard that, I was like, those are two separate things. They're tied with a condition. They are two separate permits, but they're tied with a condition. So I don't know the terms of that condition. It depends on how that power permit was requested. When you fill out the permit, there's a block there that's additional comments, and there might have been some additional comment placed in there with approval with the condition of a house permit. So that's really what I wanted to say about her permit, and just that is the question I'd have is her power permit linked to her house permit? And if she loses her home permit, if it closes and they don't finish it, is her electric permit subject?
Well, at this point, shouldn't all her permits be closed?
Yeah.
And now she needs a new permit to go forward with anything.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
And it would no longer be through the county, it would be through the town.
Zim, and he's making up all the rules as he goes along. So I would hate that for anybody. Now, I talk a lot about permits on different videos. Yes, we've done a few. I wrote them. We've done 5 permits. So we've done 2 septic permits. We did a commercial permit, and we did a residential septic permit for the house that we put in there. We also did a house permit. Now this was through the builder was doing it, so they were the ones that had to do those 2 permits, and the power. Now, there was a previous house there, and we basically gave it away. Somebody came and took it all apart, and it had a power pole. And they were able to use the same box. When they hooked up the new house, they came and looked at the box, and they said, we can reuse this box. And so they did. I've got all new breakers in that box, and the box was able to be reused. So going back to Lynette's case, the pole was already there. They couldn't use the box. They got a new box. And so a new permit was established for that box because a new meter goes in it. So the permit equals meter. So the house got a new meter also. So we've done 2 septic tank permits, a home build permit, and 2 electric power permits. And we did them, you get a zoning compliance letter through Otter Creek is the way it used to work.
Yeah, all the permits that we got were through the county.
The county, yes.
That was prior to the town doing the permitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things, and so many people are confused on a lot of different facts, but all our permits were through the county.
And that house is almost 5 years old now. So that house
Zim
has
had
been
nothing
there.
to do with our permits.
No.
I had nothing to do with our permits.
Yeah, they were all before you were on the board.
So I know people are also confused about the property that Zim bought up. He was not a mayor when he bought up all the property that he bought up in Otter Creek.
So,
What other things have I been reading that are false? False news.
yeah, if you guys have any questions you want to throw in the chat, we'll try to entertain them. If we know, we'll know. We'll tell you, and if we don't, we'll tell you we don't know. We're not going to give you any misinformation. That's not what we're here to do. We're trying to pass along information on the subjects that you guys think are the most interesting.
You know, I really hope Belinda puts in a letter of interest and gets on the board. That's what I hope.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I hope several different people put in some letters. And, you know, again, I'm not, from the article I read in the newspaper, Carl did put in a letter of resignation, but so I don't think that he's gonna be coming back to the board, but who knows? You know, everything changes in Otter Creek. So I think it'd be great if he did go back to being on the board. Belinda and her husband are doing well. They're wonderful people. I love when I get a chance to talk to her. But yeah, I would love to see her on the board.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Oh, let me see.
Let him check his little notes there.
Oh, we can talk about the bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, that bankruptcy hearing
We
that
can dispel some myths
Just
that people
happened.
are talking about. So it was a 5-minute Zoom. We
Yeah.
were in the Zoom.
it was really quick.
We were there both visually and audibly. Well, we were muted, but we were linked to Audibilize, and we were in the visual Zoom. There were other people there too that should be there. And Lynette was on there. You could hear her, but you couldn't see her. And so she was yelling and screaming. She was going, I don't know how this thing works. I don't know how to get that thing
You would
turned
think as
on."
many Zooms as she's
Yeah.
been on that she would be the pro at it.
The little icon that's got the camera on, push that there, Lynette. That might turn it on. Because we could hear her. So she was already linked in.
I know she's telling everybody, I was not screaming. I was not all this. Okay.
And then right away, the
Yes,
judge
she
says,
was.
This is a professional hearing. We're going to act accordingly. She just kind of threw that out for everybody. But she was definitely kind of pinpointing her because she
I mean, anybody who knows her anyway,
She
she's
came up.
always yelling.
She's always
So
yelling.
to believe that she wasn't yelling, yeah,
Right away
that's a
saying,
farce.
I can't get this thing to work. And then when it did work, because she did figure it out. She did figure it out. And she got it to work. And her screen was like this. So I guess she was landscape, but her screen she had on was like this, so you could just barely see. And then she's still yelling and she's fumbling with stuff, and she reaches over and the camera kind of goes down and you could see all her mess. And on the floor you could see all the mess. And I'm like, oh, this judge is just getting an eye full of mess right off the rip. But that's really all that happened. I mean, and they kind of took a roll call for those people that wanted to get on the record.
So now the next one is what, September 3rd?
September
at
3rd.
10?
So her attorney did extend it because of personal reasons. He noted there were 2 family emergencies that he needed to take care of. So he extended it, I believe, to September 3rd is what I wrote down. So to be continued.
We missed some of the people in Otter Creek.
Yeah, there's some good people in Otter Creek.
There's plenty of people we don't miss.
There-
Certainly don't miss the stress and anxiety of living in Otter Creek.
That's not a lifestyle anybody should want. Otter Creek would be fine if it was being ran properly. Excuse me, and all the good things were happening in the town, and the town came together.
It certainly could be a great
It could
place
be a
to
great
live.
place to live.
It's in a great location. But if it's not being run right by the right people, then it's very stressful.
Oh, you have a glow about you.
Thank you, Deborah.
She does look nice.
You're trying to score some points,
Yeah.
Brett.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
folks,
it could be a very nice place to live if it was run properly. However, that's not happening obviously at the moment. I hope in the future good people get on the board or unincorporate.
that would be the best thing for the town. The problem is, whoever's mayor never pushes it. Now you mentioned it'd be a great thing to do, but we don't.
I wasn't even the one who brought it up. Who was
Right.
the one who brought it up?
Russell.
Was you the one who brought it up?
Well, he has brought it up. He actually did a petition.
Yeah, but that was years ago.
That was a long time ago. So
But
it
who
has-
brought it up when I was mayor?
I believe Zim probably brought it up.
No.
No? I don't want to guess. Belinda?
No. You don't remember who brought a motion
Oh,
during a meeting?
I vaguely
This is
do
a
remember
trivia
that.
question. If anybody remembers, yes, there you go.
Don, yeah, he did. That's right. I remember it now.
Right there.
There you go.
And then the other person who agreed was,
That was Russell, wasn't it?
nope,
Laura?
nope.
Carl?
Those memory pills aren't doing
I
a
don't
darn
think
thing
Carl
for
was on
you.
there yet. I don't remember.
It's a name nobody ever says anymore.
Dan? Dan Shannon? Oh wait, Stewart? I think he's mentioned it too. Jeremy? He's not on, he's never been on the board there. I don't know who.
Gail.
Oh yes. Wow, I forgot about her.
Yep, see, everybody forgot about Gail.
Yeah.
But Gail,
She actually tasked you to go find out about it.
right,
And you did that.
I did. I got in touch with the property appraiser's office to see how that would affect with the taxing and all that, and they sent back a report saying just about everybody would be saving money on their taxes, on their property taxes if it was unincorporated, except for a few people.
Because you pay 2 taxes. You pay a county tax and a city tax. If the city went away, then you'd only pay a county tax. Your county tax don't go up to compensate for the city tax being gone. The whole county has to vote on that, and the people have to vote for a county tax raise.
They don't change the name of the
Right.
town.
They don't. Nothing
They don't
changes.
change the history of the town.
Right.
None of those things change
Gail
when you
got it.
unincorporated.
Iowa 73 got it. That's right, Gail.
The taxes are not high there because throughout the years, the ball has been dropped with doing the trim, and you can only raise the taxes incrementally by a couple of percent each year, so it doesn't get so wonky so
So it
fast.
doesn't do this.
So when they've dropped the ball on the previous years and didn't raise it incrementally the way they should, it actually has been at a slower process. So then when we were doing the trim, it was a higher jump and everyone was like, whoa, but all those years previously it hadn't been done correctly. And I'm wondering if this year, if it's going to get done correctly with just bringing a new clerk on.
Now, it doesn't take a board member. It can be a resident, can walk around with a clipboard and get at least half the town.
I don't even know if they do it that way anymore.
No, that's just to try to get it. All right, there's 113 residents. If you go get 65 and a half signatures.
Yeah, I don't even know if they do it that way anymore, is what I'm telling you.
Okay, but then that would be a reason for a board member to say, I make a motion. I've collected 65 signatures. That's more than half of the residents are showing an interest in possibly wanting to unincorporate. I would like to make a motion that we put it on the ballot. And then someone could second it.
I mean, I think someone should ask
Then if you get,
during the public comment or question or whatever we're calling that
right,
non-segment of the meeting these days, somebody should bring up the unincorporation again.
I don't even know if the signatures are required. I'm just saying that would be a good thing to have.
To show interest.
To show
Yeah, I
interest,
understand what
right,
you're saying
right.
now. But yeah, it's not something that they have to get it on the ballot.
So
But they should
board
be able
member,
to ask in the meeting during the public comments about unincorporating. You shouldn't have to go through all the things that they want you to go through to be able to talk
right,
during a meeting about whatever's going on.
right.
So I just don't know why you would put those conditions on your citizens if you are there for the right reasons and representing the town for the right reasons. You should want to hear what people have to say, the concerns, the kudos, all of it.
Deborah asked if Zim is related to Russell. Well, we don't think so, but were you going to say something?
No, I'm listening.
The tree in the family tree in Otter Creek doesn't have a whole lot of forks in it. Okay, it kind of goes straight up. So
If they would be
If they
related,
are,
I
it's
feel like it would
way
be
back.
through marriage, though.
it's
Thing.
probably through marriage and it's probably way back. But it's possible.
Because Sim's wife has a lot of ties
She does.
in that county,
Yes.
but I don't think if there is any relation, I certainly wouldn't think it's any kind of direct relation. I don't think so. But yeah, the family trees in Levy County could be a little twisty.
And stand straight up like there's no branches.
Yeah, it's sad to see that he is acting like Russell.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
You know, I saw the obvious where a lot of people in the town that have been there forever, they either like really didn't like Zim or they really didn't like Russell, and there was always the two sides.
Yeah.
And I didn't, you know, a lot of people don't get into specifics there because they don't want to talk about everybody's dirty deeds, probably because they all have them.
They all have them.
So nobody wants to get specific about anybody's dirty deeds because they don't want theirs brought out.
Does Zim's wife go to these meetings? Jim
Never.
is asking. I've
Never.
never seen her at a meeting.
I've never seen Russell's wife at a meeting.
I saw her once.
I've never seen Zim's wife at a meeting.
Nope.
Most people, they don't. Don's wife, who was clerk at one time, she didn't attend meetings. I might have seen her at one. I used to see her in the post office a lot. She was always nice, never had any issues with
Does
her.
Carl's wife come to a meeting?
No. But Carl didn't used to go to the meetings either.
Right.
He would come, when I was mayor, he came to some of the meetings, but before that, before I was mayor, not a lot of people historically have attended the meetings.
No,
So
most of them just lost interest in it.
it's not that surprising for the people that live there that most of the people didn't go to the meetings. And if they weren't on the board, they didn't go to the meetings.
Right.
So,
Hey, Georgie.
you would see that with Dan Shannon, Stuart Stewart, Laura Mott,
The only time they show up at a meeting is if they're on the board.
Zim,
I've always said that.
all of them. If they're not on the board, they don't attend the meetings.
Right.
If they do attend the meetings, it's very sporadic, just because they have a comment or they want to stir the pot about something.
Right.
But all in all, there hasn't been historically a large group attending the meetings.
Right. Now
Thomas Collins never attended the meetings.
Yeah, he never went to the meetings.
You could just go through the list, and there's just been a ton of people who never really attended the meetings.
The Hudson sisters, occasionally one would drop in now and then.
Well, I do remember here and there, Gail and
Yeah.
Darlene would be at a lot of meetings.
Oh, and the lady, what's the lady's name that passed away? She was always the big barker against
Marie.
Russell. Marie. She would have been a firecracker on that board, but she passed away.
She was such a hoot. I used to love when she came in the post office. She would crack me up.
And she knows all the rules too. She knows all the rules.
She would crack me up.
Yeah, and she would be like Russell. She'd call Russell out like almost every meeting because Russell would say something. Now, Russell, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that now. I love listening to her. She was about 5'0", but she was a firecracker.
Yeah, all those Hudson sisters are firecrackers. I love them.
Yeah,
But I think they should get on the board too.
absolutely should.
They have all the brains necessary to be on that board.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be afraid of, and
All you have to do is have it in your heart to vote for the people of the town. That's all you have to do.
that's it. But yeah, it would be great to see some of them on the board for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, historically, not good attendance with people going to the meetings. And that's the way the board liked it too, because they got away with a lot. They loved that way back when nothing was recorded. Who's the one who started recording meetings?
Well, John.
John, yeah. He was the one who started recording the meetings.
And then we started recording them on Facebook for a while. And I've been to almost, in the 6 years I lived there, I went to every meeting except for maybe 3, maybe 4 at the most.
Yeah, there was a period,
I was never on the board and I went to every meeting.
there was that one period where Russell had talked a whole bunch of crap at that one meeting. It was the first meeting actually that we brought George and Jeremy to.
And they
And
couldn't believe it.
It was so embarrassing the way Russell behaved. I was so embarrassed. I just said, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they're moving to this town, and we
They
just
couldn't
brought
believe
them
it.
to this meeting,
They
how
couldn't believe they didn't
embarrassing it
record it,
was.
'cause they didn't
Nobody
record that one.
recorded it. That's one of the audio files I was hoping that we would find in the town hall, but those got skirted out of there before I was on the board. So who knows who carted those out?
That's
but
part of Mary's personal
items.
items.
But
That didn't
yeah,
stop at Mary's house. That went on down the road.
That meeting was so bad. Russell's behavior was so ridiculous. I was so apologetic to Jeremy and George. I couldn't believe that we had just taken them to that meeting and they just moved to this town. And yeah. So actually after that meeting, we didn't go for a couple of months because I was so upset. It caused me so much anxiety to go to those meetings, Russell's behavior, and that's what he wanted. He wanted us not to go. He wanted us to not be concerned with the town, to not challenge him or anything. So when any of these people give you flack and you stay away, you're giving them exactly what they want. And then the stuff Russell was doing after a couple of months, I said, we have to go back to the meetings. We cannot allow this to continue. So you have to eventually take charge and get stuff done. Otherwise, the people are just going to continue to do bad stuff, and it just, you're the one who has to live in that town with all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with it, but from what I hear everybody complaining about, they're not okay with it. But until that becomes a large enough pain to do something about, they'll stay away.
What's Russ's daughter's name?
Shar,
Shar.
what about her?
It was just mentioned his daughter, and the name was it. Sorry about that.
Oh my goodness.
I dropped you.
You're about to tear up the place here. Thank you, Kay. That's so sweet of you to say.
I knocked the microphone down. Sorry about that.
Brett's tearing the place up. I'm going to have to adjourn the meeting and throw him out. So, that just, it's crazy. But yeah, I can't wait to see the next meeting. So,
Yeah, I'd almost like to walk in there like right before it starts.
I would love to attend the next meeting.
Or right after the Pledge of Allegiance, you walk in and sit down.
That would be great. Hey, Travis.
Hey Travis, how you doing?
What up?
We've been talking permits, so you might want to go back from the beginning and we kind of started with permits, so you'll want to rewatch the first part. And if you have any updates to what we said, because there's a lot we didn't know, fill us in.
Yeah, are things getting better in the town?
Hey, did Ron ever get his power turned on? Let us know, Travis. We were kind of concerned about him not having power for days on end, and it's so hot down there.
Yeah, that should be criminal to let somebody be without power.
Yeah. But, yeah.
I don't know if Otter Creek could handle us going to a meeting. I would have to put myself on in the comments because I'd have a lot of questions to ask.
Yeah.
Would I get shut down?
So let's review. If the town unincorporated, what would they get? Lower taxes. Someone else would be taking over your water. It'd be the same people, just they would get paid probably out of the city of Bronson. But the county would be then responsible for the water plant. So they would have a bigger budget to take care of the water. You still have a town. You just wouldn't have board members fighting. And you wouldn't have elections. And they seem to screw it up anyway. You'd be better off if an outside agency took care of your water anyway. You might actually be able to drink it. Because there's been times where you could drink it, and then you can't. It breaks and it gets repaired. Then it
Well,
breaks
we
again,
always
it gets
had
repaired.
filters at our house.
Yeah, we had filters.
June says it sounds like rain. That's probably the air conditioner running.
Yeah.
It is so hot that we have to have the air conditioner on. I don't know if this little fan is bothering things. I'll shut it down.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's probably just the air conditioner. That's why we're trying to use the microphone because it's just too hot to not have the air running. We have before in the past shut the air off during lives and just sweated it out, but oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, so we're using the microphone here. We're just sharing the one microphone.
Would you like me to fan you?
Well, we got fans.
Well, maybe they'll fan you. Yeah, it definitely is going to hurt the festival and Christmas in the Creek, this whole behavior.
I don't see that getting supported by Jeremy or Travis or anybody, really.
No, I am going to say that there will not be a festival this year. We are. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You
Go
saw
ahead.
it. You
Go
answered
ahead.
it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go.
We're at Redstone Arsenal, Army base in Huntsville, Alabama. We're spending a week here and just enjoying the facilities, taking our e-bikes around and looking at the different trails that they have. And we hope to go to the gym, go to the pool, visit the commissary and the PX. We hope to hit the bowling center. and then maybe a thrift store. They have an on-base thrift store
And I want to go to an estate sale while we're in the area, of
in
course.
Huntsville. Yep. And we hope to get all that packed in a week. So we'll see.
Well, you better take your vitamins and drink your cafe and get with the
I
situation.
got my cafe right here.
I'm looking forward to this cruise, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why does it have to be so far away? In February, I heard Mike was talking about doing yoga. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait for that.
Mike's a yoga dude.
Which side of the arsenal are you on? It's right by the commissary.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps at all.
It's probably, you go out, you make a right, and you go across the street, and the commissary's right there. So
I'm looking forward to doing yoga. I haven't done yoga in so long. Yep, I'm cutting you off. No blinker. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to if Brett decides to join us for yoga, to seeing how that goes. I think that should be quite entertaining.
I think so too.
Ooh, nails. I haven't done that in forever.
Yeah, I've never seen you do nails.
Yeah, well, before you. Before marriage.
Oh,
The single life, I got my nails done. All those good things. I know I still need to find some dresses. When we went to the unclaimed baggage store this past week,
yeah.
did we talk about that? We went to the
I think so.
unclaimed baggage store this past week. We've been there before. We didn't do a video or anything there. But I went there and I was looking for some sundresses for the cruise, but I didn't really find anything. I feel like their prices were a little too high
They are high on a lot of stuff.
on a lot of stuff. There was a few things with deals. I did get a cool fedora hat, but that's about it for that.
I got
and
a
some
few
curling
pair-
irons.
And I got a few pair of shorts.
Yeah,
but
Brett found some shorts, but there's so much clothes in that place.
It's
and
mostly clothes.
I don't really like clothes shopping so much, and it was kind of overwhelming with the amount of clothes that are in there. But the dresses I did see, I didn't care for the prices so much. So when I'm in Ohio in the next couple of weeks, I'll have to go shopping with my sister and see if I can find any dresses while I'm there.
Yeah, Georgie lives very close to us. You may have heard us talk about Winchester, and she lives in Winchester. So it's probably about 10 minutes.
Because I definitely want to pack right for the cruise. Want sundresses, some sandals. I am looking forward to it. I really want to find out how you find out what kind of activities they have on the cruise.
Yeah.
I know I probably don't want to go on a water slide at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe by then I'll forget about what just was in the news, if anybody's seen it.
Yeah, did y'all see that?
That was on Royal Caribbean where one of the water slides broke.
One of the sections near the top, and it does a curve. One of the sections broke out. No one fell through it. At first, that was the thought. Oh my gosh, because there was a video that went viral about it. But I believe it was a lady, and she did make it through and went on down the slide. But she did scrape up herself and a few cuts from the plexiglass breaking.
Oh, the Sudden itinerary, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely want to plan and see what's what, but I don't know about those water slides. And then after that report, there's just been a lot of different reports that people get stuck in those.
Oh. You're supposed to go down them, feet straight, hands and arms over your chest, and you go straight down. The water only touches the middle of the tube. It's not very high on the sides, so the sides are pretty dry and the top is dry. So if you go down there Indian style or you bring your knees up, then you're suspect to getting caught on the side, and you could get a burn. You could get like a plastic burn, like a rub burn.
Like we used to get on the playground slides
Yeah, like those
back
hot
in the
slides
day.
back then would burn you.
Even the plastic ones do.
Yeah, they do too.
When we were in
So-
Anakeesta and I was going down some slides,
Yeah.
I got a little plastic burn because I want to play like a kid and go down all these slides and go up and stuff, and everybody was laughing at me, but you know, got to be a kid
Was there
sometimes.
a message you were supposed to catch? Did you miss it?
I don't know.
Oh, she may have missed it.
I know people are asking what cruise line we're going on.
Oh,
You gonna answer it?
oh yeah, it's Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line in February, I believe it's the 1st through the 6th to the Bahamas, so it should be pretty easy to find it.
That'll be our first cruise. Now I'm just like, I think we're gonna be doing lots of cruises after that.
Yeah,
Because I would love to go on a cruise to another country,
yeah, I would.
but I know they're probably super expensive.
I'd like to go to. My cousin does a lot of cruises, and she's been all over the Caribbean. And she said the best ones were Jamaica and Aruba, were the top two.
Aruba, Jamaica.
I don't remember the rest of that.
Well, I guess we'll have to watch the movie Cocktails.
Oh, a full girls' day getting ready. I guess that's the comment that she was saying.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot of planning.
Yeah.
I plan to have lots of fun.
A lot of that planning will already be on the road. So we'll be hitting the road about November. So
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
we'll probably be down in Florida. We're going to be spending some time in Florida before the cruise.
Oh yeah, we'll be down in Florida going around all bunch of different places in Florida for months before the cruise.
Yeah, we'll be down at Patrick Air Force Base, which is near Cape Canaveral.
Gonna spend some time in Ocala.
Ocala, several different campgrounds. We'll probably be in Chiefland for a spell, because I think what we're going to do is leave the RV at my stepmother's house and drive the Jeep out to catch the cruise boat. That's the plan.
I would love to.
Oh, Georgie's going to be there a day early, okay. Might could meet up, do lunch. Something.
You never know.
You never know. Do a coffee.
Yeah, we decided not to go to Key West this year.
Yeah,
I think it would be with the time left because we'll only have a couple of weeks in February to drive all the way down to Key West. It's such a long drive, is the problem.
it's further than you realize. It's probably from the middle of Florida, it's probably 7, 8, 9 hours. And most of that's because of traffic.
I really wish we would have had the Jeep with us last time because my favorite part is not Key West. I like Marathon and the upper Keys and the middle Keys a lot more than I like Key West.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get to spend much time or any time in those places because we didn't have the Jeep. But this year, I think after the cruise, we're going to head to the Panhandle instead of going to Key West.
Right.
Yeah, Big Pine Key is nice. I
Yeah.
love those areas.
Isla Morada is nice.
I don't know. I really should wear my coconut bra and grass skirt. I
I'd
have to
vote
get
yes.
some though. I used to actually have some back in the day. I know my sister's got a picture of me in a grass skirt and a coconut bra from back in the day from a little luau kind of party we had. But that's an old picture.
So I guess she's asking for a girls' day. That's easy to do.
Georgie says she's short. We got to attach a balloon to her. Well, I'm super tall, so nobody's going to lose me.
I guess if y'all go shopping together, it'd be like this.
I'm usually loud. Nobody loses me either. I yell across everybody and the stores, and I can be quiet at times, but usually I'm not.
Usually if you're quiet, you've done something wrong.
I've never been to that pizza. I don't know. There is one pizza place I have been to, and I can't remember what the name of it was.
It wasn't a chain brand.
Well, I
It was-
didn't go with you.
Oh,
This is before Brett.
oh.
We didn't go to any places when we were there.
No, I mean in Tullahan.
Oh, I'm talking about the Keys.
Oh, no.
As usual, we're on different subjects.
So, the only military base in the Keys is all the way down to Key West. and I think it's around $42 to $47 a night, which is reasonable down there. But if you want to go to the Upper Keys, that can be a 2.5 hour drive. So you're going way past where you want to go, and then you're driving back to where you do want to go, and then only to drive back down to your campsite. So you're going to be in the vehicle 5 hours. So it's really smarter to try to stay in Homestead, maybe, and then come out to those first couple keys during the day. But there's no military campgrounds, and so you're going to pay a much higher price. Yes, I can do that, and yes, I don't like to do that. I just think you get a better value on the base. There used to be a base. I did look. There used to be a base in Homestead, but there's not anymore. I think they closed it down. So there are
Yeah,
bases.
actually, that part of Florida doesn't really
Yeah,
have, you have a large section of Florida that doesn't have bases.
yeah.
And even I was trying to find to stay in one of the county parks for a few days in Hollywood, because I would love to stay back in my hometown for a couple of days to go to a couple of places like Jackson's Ice Cream and Las Spadas. But all the parks are already booked up through March.
Yeah, we tried to get a state park down there, and it's booked up.
Yeah, all that stuff gets booked up so fast because everybody wants to be in Florida during the winter. And I think they allow reservations for non-residents 11 months in advance. So
They're booked.
you really got to be on the ball for that. So I was like, darn, I just wanted to stay. Even if I could just get an overnight would be great, because I know a ton of places to go and have fun and get some good eats. But darn it.
Yeah, that Air Force Base in Homestead, it's either closed or it doesn't have a fan camp, or they closed most of it. I looked all those up. There's no bases until you get all the way up to the Tampa area, McDill, I think Patrick's. I mean, middle. So it's either Key West or all the way back up to the middle of the state.
Yeah.
That's just a long way to go.
That's why growing up in South Florida, we didn't leave the state
It
very
takes
much
9
at
hours
all
to get
because
out.
it took so long to get out. And when you only have however many days vacation time from work, you're spending all that time driving. So, and occasionally, like when I worked at the post office, we weren't allowed to have Saturdays or Mondays off. So that left Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that you could go somewhere. So if you flew somewhere, it's very short time that you
one
can go
day.
enjoy anything.
Yeah, you don't have time.
So I remember one time we flew to New York for a couple of days, and trying to fly back, they were canceling the flights, and we ended up having to get a flight out of LaGuardia. And I think we landed and got home at 2 a.m. and had to go to work Monday morning, or was it Saturday? I can't remember. And the boss is like, "Whoa, I can't believe you showed up with only a couple hours sleep." And it's like, I would have got rode up if not. Like, I take my job seriously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was rough. But yeah, that's why you don't go to too many places when you live in Florida, in South Florida. It just takes too long to get out of there.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the hell pit.
And everything south of Orlando and parts of Jacksonville, but mostly south of Orlando, everything has a turnpike. Everything is a toll road.
Not if you take 95.
Yeah, if you take 95, but now you're getting all the traffic, because I-95 goes through all of the built-up areas. It goes through Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Miami-Dade. You're going through the whole chain of.
And there's a lot of people who don't like to drive down there, and I get
hate
it
I
because
hate it.
it's white knuckle, it's high anxiety.
It is. It's not a pleasure drive at all.
But I was so used to growing up down there, you get in another frame of mind, you get in a different mode. I called it the Broward County mode, and you drive a whole different way, and you take on a whole different attitude for it, because you got to get in the game, and it's rough.
The best way to get down to the Keys is to come down the Tampa side of Florida. You're going to miss all that traffic. come down through Tampa. Once you get out of Tampa, Fort Myers and all of that's not too bad because you're on the interstate. And get down on Alligator Alley. Now you got two roads that'll go across there. One's a turnpike, and then you got the lower one, which is the older Alligator Alley. And I like that one because you go through all the Indian tribal areas, and I think there's more to see.
I think it's interesting there, especially if you travel through there at night. And if you pull over into some of the little park areas where there's no lights, you're out in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black. And what do you hear?
Gators.
Gators. And that's all you hear, and you don't know where they're at.
You don't.
And if you shine a light, you'll see all the little beady eyes. But it can be quite scary, especially for people who have never experienced that. Now, growing up down there, I knew people who actually, they still have a fish camp out in the Everglades. And we used to always go out there when we wanted to get away from everything and decompress. So I was used to that. But some of my friends that we brought out there, they would be like, you brought us out into the middle of nowhere. They were scared for their lives. They had no idea where they were.
Georgie, I gotcha.
So,
we're using my phone to record. Her phone is sitting over there.
So it was funny to see some of the people's reactions, but I grew up in those areas, so I think it's fun to get out in the middle of nowhere, especially if you're on an airboat and you can go out. There's houses out on stilts out there. It's just a whole nother environment. Hey, you could visit Alligator Alcatraz now.
Yeah, that'd be a good stop. But yeah, to go down the western side of Florida is a lot less traffic than the eastern side. Absolutely less traffic. So once you get into Homestead, you come across there, get into Homestead. Homestead's not really that big. It's a little spread out, but it doesn't take more than 15, 20 minutes to get down to the beginning of where the Keys start. I don't think it's that far at all. And 95, you go through a whole soup sandwich before you get down there. I absolutely cannot stand driving in Miami or anywhere near Miami. The problem is, let's say the city's right here, it can't build this way. It can't build west because of the Everglades. So there's a very defined point. There's a traffic light where right here's the city of Miami all built up, and right here is nothing. I think there's one casino and then nothing. It's really weird how it turns on and off like a light switch. There's nothing, and there's a whole bunch, and there's nothing in between.
And it is so interesting being out there at night where it's pitch black and you can see the stars and the different animals you see. It was common that you'd see a bobcat or a panther just running around, and they're not really that concerned about you. And when we were kids, we'd be playing in the orange groves and there'd be bobcats running around, and
there's lots of orange groves down
they
there.
didn't really ever take notice of us. And my mom, of course, when she found out, she would be like, why are you out there playing around and this and that? We're like, yeah, no biggie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole different
world.
Now, That's what Florida has, so many different environments. Like, a lot of people just hear Florida and they think of the beach, but the Everglades is a whole different ecosystem. And then you have the parts in northern Florida where you'll just have a bunch of hunting, and people don't see that as a Florida atmosphere, so it's just funny.
Well, they're hunting smaller animals than what a lot of northerners are used to.
Yeah, but I'm
Because
just
the
saying
deers
that
get
people
bigger
see
and elk
Florida, think of Florida and think of beach, just beach.
Yeah.
But there's so many different parts of Florida and different things going on.
When I moved from Alaska down to Florida, and we were in a hunting area. We had like 3 places you could hunt right around Otter Creek. And I was like, what are y'all hunting? And they were like, deer. I'm like, deer? The deer I've seen here are like
I think
this
they were
big.
really hunting beer.
Yeah, that's what it is. They pay a bunch of money to join these beer camps to hunt deer, which I don't get that. Where's the sport in hunting animals that are trapped in a fence? But and they use dogs too, so they're not hunting. The dogs are hunting. And it's an old pastime of Florida, but I really think it's dangerous to be hunting and you're going like this. you can't see what's downrange that quickly to shoot something that's moving, and then your dog is out. I think the thing is dangerous, but hey, I don't do it. Not my thing. I think hunting should be you stalking the animal in its natural environment.
I don't know, but I could go for some really good backstrap.
Yeah, but they hunt hogs down there too. The hogs are a nuisance. But again, those are really the only two things that I know of that they hunt. And coming from Alaska, I was like,
What about turkeys?
I guess you could hunt turkeys. They're small too. But in Alaska, everything's so much bigger, and hunting is a huge thing up
Down
there.
in the Everglades, they hunt pythons. Because,
Yeah.
well, so many people released them that they just overpopulated the area and they're not even supposed to be there. So
Right.
they would start paying people every year to go hunt the pythons.
Yeah.
So I know I have some friends that still live down there and do that every year.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Well, you want to wrap this up?
You got anything else to
I've
say?
got nothing else to say.
Oh my goodness, he's got nothing to say, y'all. I don't believe it. He
We
talks
do.
in his sleep.
Well, we do want to thank our members.
I want to eat a moose. Georgie wants to ride a moose.
Ride
That
one.
I would love to see.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
I'd pay to see that. I'd rather eat it though.
I don't recommend it. We did see some cool moose when we were in Alaska there. That was a
lot.
lot of fun.
A lot
I
of
definitely want to go back. Definitely want to go back to Alaska.
Yeah.
Yep, no soapbox today.
No, not today. We're on the road
I've been
today.
hearing it
and
all week. Brett's soapbox all week.
No soapbox. I guess my soapbox were the permits up in the front of the video. So go back when you get a chance and watch it from the beginning.
Oh, I thought your soapbox was about them charging $7 to get into the pool.
Well, that too. That was a little soapbox. I was like, but you're on
Thank
the
you,
base.
Debbie.
Why are you charging money to get on the base? To use an on-base pool. I've
Yeah,
never
see,
seen that before.
Georgie don't believe it either that you have nothing else to say. And we also want to thank all our members. I got to
Yeah.
get in on my stuff. We had fun with you guys this past week. I don't know what we'll be doing with you guys this week. Thank you so much to all our moderators who have been on here keeping our chat positive and putting up all the links. We appreciate all of you.
Yep.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Heather.
Yep. Appreciate
I hope
you.
I didn't miss anybody. Thank you so much to all our subscribers. Remember, it's free to subscribe and you will get notifications of when the videos come out. And if you're not receiving notifications, sometimes you have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. And don't forget to hit the little bell that says all for the notifications.
And y'all have done great on the thumbs up. I see 192 of 205. That's a pretty high percentage. So good job. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Eddie, for helping us out as well. We appreciate talking to all of you today, and we look forward to spending more time with you next week and spending time with our members sometime this week. Thank you, Kathy. And anything else? Did I miss anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess if I miss anything else, you can
I'll write
sue
it
me.
down. I'll take notes.
Uh-oh. All right. It's been great talking to y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace out. A-Town.